Hello, Gemini. Happy New Year. Welcome to January 2018. Thanks so much for being here. I'm not really doing a real specific astrological highlight. I'm only going to be mentioning this Uranus going direct transit. After January 2nd, all the planets are now moving in the direct position. Okay, so this is a very exciting time. For you specifically, Gemini, I think that you are this very interesting kind of standing apart from all the rest type of person. And you're going to take on this air of, and I say in the reading, I just did all the readings, this air of moving mountains. And people around you are just going to kind of, parting the Red Sea and just letting you just move forward. I really don't see obstacles for you this month, you guys. You may run into a couple of things, but you have this pivot point, this major moment. We have the Tower card coming out for you. That's really going to strike you, and you're just gonna take it and run with it. And there's so much power behind you this month. It's okay if you need to be reclusive. All of us are kind of going into that, all right, let me focus on me, let me get my goals and my ambitions in order, because with this Uranus going direct in Aries, it's highly impulsive and it's highly aggressive in a specific part of our lives, and so wherever that takes place for you, it's going to require a lot of time, energy, and attention, all right, to get things going and to get things on track. So let's go ahead and jump right into the reading. Thanks, guys, again for being here, and I'll see you next month. Bye. Hello, Gemini. How are you? Welcome to your January reading. Thanks so much for being here. Hope y'all are enjoying your holidays as well. Let's go ahead and get started, because I was shuffling and I had a whole bunch of cards pop out, but this was the first one that I saw. Okay, so this is the Fool. And it seems to me that there's a lot of energy for you this month, that you're kind of, I would say, I guess, off with a running start. We have this Uranus going direct transit. We have all the planets going direct now. There does seem to be this overall collective sense of movement, and there's not a lot of restriction here. There may be a lot of excitement and optimism for you as well. You may be feeling like you've been set free from something. If there has been anything that's kind of been bogging you down, or there's anything that's been affecting you in a negative way, I feel like this is the time, or this is the month where you finally kind of get a handle on it and find a way to kind of put it behind you, and not in a suppressed negative way, but rather quite the opposite. This is a Plutonian energy, all right, but it's about the, Pluto being about the breakdown and the destruction of systems and beliefs and values, and, in certain and specific areas of our life. But the Fool is the rebirth that happens after. All right, so there's a renewal here for you. Now, I don't want to pull these all out at once, but I did see them, so maybe I just will. Let's go ahead and just talk about the Tower. We had the Tower, we had the Four of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands, all coming out upright. Now, these are quite contradictory, I must be honest with you. The the Tower and the Hanged Man. The Tower being about sudden change, and it goes well with the Fool, because sometimes the Fool can be slow, and sometimes it's earned, and other times we're kind of pushed into it. And I feel like whether it's this Uranus transit or not, whatever it is, this Tower situation comes in and truly kind of like smacks you in the face. And all of a sudden you're kind of on this new track. All of a sudden things are different. All of a sudden things are, I don't know, if I think for a lot of you it's kind of like that, the way that it's supposed to be. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm saying this is contradictory, this Hanged Man, is because it can often represent a slower energy, a state of suspension, a state of delay. But in this particular instance, I'm seeing this Hanged Man. By the way, this is just a flower suspended in water, so it's just like floating, you know, floating without direction and without purpose. And this, to me, I'm feeling really lends itself to the surrender. Because the more rigid you are, the more dramatic this tower is. You cannot fight these. These are both major arcana. They are both inevitabilities. The universe wants something to crack. It wants something to change course. And with the Hanged Man, and the reason why I put water in this image, because it is a card of Pisces, but more so a card of Neptune, the ruling planet of Pisces, or one of the ruling planets. And Neptune, god of the sea, Poseidon, is a powerful god, a force that cannot be reckoned with, a force that cannot be worked against. And you need to learn, or you need to learn to acknowledge when shifts are occurring in your own life, around you, and not because of you. And the better that you can just allow that to kind of wash over you, the less struggle it's going to be when this tower happens or when this tower occurs. Because no matter what's happening in your life, the universe is pushing you in a totally brand new direction. Plain and simple, the Fool coming out first. Brand new. And it is something to be excited about. You know, that's one thing I love about this card, is just the excitement and the enthusiasm and the forward motion of this little child. And sometimes we do feel that infant, like everything is brand new. Oh my gosh, like exploring this new world. And I actually love this for you, Gemini, because it is, Gemini, you are such a youthful sign, that Mercury-ruled sign that is just like so excited about stuff. And you have that youthful quality, and I think that it's really going to do you a lot of favors this month. I don't know, I'm having a hard time talking. It's doing you a lot of favors. That youthfulness is really working in your favor. Four of Wands comes in, and again is kind of even, we're getting like kind of three contradictions just in this top row even. Stability, a card of stability and a card of establishing roots, a card of groundedness, but it's also a card of celebration. It's a card of having people around you that love you, that support you. Now, what's interesting that I'm picking up with this card that I haven't normally really picked up on is the fact that these women kind of have their back turned. And just so you know, people can be in your corner and they can be doing their own thing at the same time. And I said this in the Aquarius reading, you know, I'm going to talk about the Queen of Wands for a second. I talked about this in the Aquarius reading, that the air signs are just kind of in their own space. They're kind of doing their own thing. It's like air signs versus the other three, water, fire, earth. Not that you're working against each other, but it's just that you've kind of separated yourself somehow or some way, or you will. You just might be really, really focused on all this heavy hitting stuff, what's going on. And that's fine. And I just want you to know that here you are, head down, working, focusing, doing your thing, answering messages, reaching out to people, you know, planning, setting goals, accomplishing your ambitions, all those types of things that you're doing. Your head is down just as much as their backs are turned. But just because you're not giving energy to each other doesn't mean that you're not there for each other. And it doesn't mean that if you don't need assistance or you don't need help or advice or whatever from your significant other, from your family members or whoever, it doesn't mean that they're not there. This is a support system that you can lean upon to further your goals, to further your life for the better. All right, so don't forget the people around you. Even if it may feel like they have forgotten you, they haven't. There's just a weird kind of separation, and that's fine. All right, just acknowledge it, and you don't need to be worried about it. People aren't getting back to you right away. They're not texting you back right away. That's fine. When they say they're busy, they're actually just busy. And it's not any type of personal what have you, right? And again, that state of suspension that comes through with this Hanged Man, like everything is just gonna, I think, kind of be a little bit weird. And while you're going through such a powerful shift and powerful movement in your life, it's still gonna be a little bit weird. Okay, so it's okay. It's temporary. That's the law of rhythm, right? The tension and release of the energetic frequencies that surround us. This is often a result of too much tension building up in one area of our life that needs to be released. That's kind of what this is. A release of energy. And it tends to be fast and furious, all right? But it is a flash in the pan. It doesn't last long. It's kind of like when you are sitting in, I forget what that type of yoga is called, like restorative yoga, where you sit in those positions for like 5 minutes. You're sitting in child pose for 5 minutes, and then you release your body, and it's just this rush, and you can feel that blood starting to pulse through your body. That's kind of how I feel is going on. Like right now, you're in that child's pose position, and your legs are starting to tingle or do whatever they're supposed to do, and eventually you're going to have that opportunity to release it, and it's all going to start flowing much better. A lot can happen with a tower. It can be as simple as a conversation being had, a truth being revealed. It can be as simple as someone from your past coming back and sending you a Facebook message. It can be, it can be very, very simple, but it does tend to change the course of where we're going. All right, and the Hierophant reversed. I mean, it makes so much sense with the Tower and the Hanged Man. Hierophant reversed represents either a rebellion on your part, and even here you're kind of running away from the Hierophant card. A rebellion on your part of your institutions, the expectations that you feel. You may be more aware than normal at this particular point in time of societal expectations that are being placed upon you. And you may kind of feel like that's either not fair, or you don't really want to participate in that, or, whatever. And so there does seem to be a breakdown of those kinds of things for you. And that's great. That is something meant to be liberated, because a lot of times these can be quite heavy. They can be quite, guilt producing or shame producing, like, oh, I should be doing this with my money. I should be getting married. I should be settling down. And there's a lot of, like I said, guilt and shame kind of surrounding this Hierophant. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me turn off my fan. The heater is really loud sometimes. There we go. But yeah, so but again, that is by choice. But with the Tower and the Fool, and the Fool having that Plutonian quality, it does make sense that you are going through something where your belief system and your scripting is being rewritten. I think for a lot of you, these particular changes that you're going through are affecting you on a deep psychological level. They're not just a rearrangement of people in your life. It's not just like, oh, you're going to have a new significant other. Someone new is coming from the past, or you're going to reconcile with your partner. I'm not even seeing anyone's significant other's energy here. Because of the major arcana, we've got 4 out of 6. It lends itself more to you and what you are going through in the course of your life, and as your soul evolves and becomes more wise. And you know, Geminis can be very wise, you know. And they do have a sense of stability about them, because when you think about, and you don't really get enough credit for that, I don't think, you guys, you know, because you have Taurus in that subconscious, right? The sign right before you, 12th house. And this is the card of Taurus. And you have consistency and persistence that might seem shocking to a lot of people. And you can be more rigid than people really think. You know, they say, oh, Gemini, you know, you are so social and so chatty and so communicative, and you're all about connections. You're about movement. You're about making fast decisions. You are swift. You are quick. And you are. But that's on surface level things. But when we take, you know, the Gemini vibe, you know, in as a whole, you have that rock solid base for which all of these little superficial things that are associated with your sign kind of are founded upon. And that is kind of an unshakable, I mean, Taurus, fixed earth. That's unshakable. And when it shakes, everyone feels it. It's an earthquake. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. There's a resonance, you know. There's a you know, when you go to a concert and you stand right by the speaker and you can feel that bass just coursing through your body, and you can kind of feel your organs kind of like it's like legitimately from the inside out. You can feel your entire body being affected by these deep, low frequencies. And I think that's kind of what's happening with you. And that's why people are, you know, they're just letting you do your thing, because they are being affected by you. They are feeling that resonance, you know. So if you need someone, call upon them, but don't expect them to come to you at this particular point in time. Three of Wands reverse. Okay. Well, Three of Wands reverse lends itself to waiting. And that goes well with the Hanged Man. As much as, oh, I think I got a new little camera and it's a little bit more zoomed in, which is good for you to see the cards, but I think I didn't put my tripod up tall enough so you could see all of them. It's good. The Hanged Man, you know, it's like waiting for, it's kind of opposites. When I go in the diagonal like this, here we have this kind of waiting, this surrender, this suspension, allowing things to just happen when they're meant to happen. But this Fool is that, nope, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go, that Gemini thing that we love, you know. But I think as long as you are aware that there are undercurrents of things happening below the surface, there are changes that are happening below the surface. You can go, 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 go all day long. Keep yourself busy. Keep your minds and your hands busy. That's fine. But just know that on that deeper level, things are changing. And whatever curiosity you have about the other side, about where you're headed, about the destination, is still a little bit hazy, still a little bit cloudy. And I think there could be some confusion. All right. If you try to define it too much right now, and there could be, like I said, that shame and that pressure and the guilt. Well, I should be going here. I should be doing that. Just let the destiny appear to you. You don't need to try to give it shape right now, all right? Because it will come into form when it needs to be like that, when you need to know, all right? And it will come to you, that goal, that ambition, you know, whatever it is you're keeping so busy doing. Just keep busy with the day-to-day as you feel that surge of energy of wanting to break free. That's going to be a good thing for you, I think. Six of Wands reverse. I don't know why there could be a sense of failure, right? I think it has to do with this Tower, where you may feel that you didn't quite succeed with something, or something didn't, but it's all perception. You know, it's not actual truth. And it is, in fact, any sense of failure in the past that will propel you forward. See, this is actually the foundational card for the Fool, the one that supports the Fool, the one that supports that new journey, that non-success or that learning experience that you had. That's the thing that propels you into this new area of life. And I think your mind is quite clear, to be honest with you. You have a sharp mind anyway with that mercurial influence, but it seems to be more productive in this month, that you seem to be quite guided. And the King of Swords. Again, there's distance here. Whether this is you now, this is an air sign or another air sign. I don't know why I feel this Queen of Wands is you. All right, even though this is a sword and you're a sword, whatever. But this is people around you. This is just kind of the essence of everything. And this is what I'm saying: a sharp mind. There's objectivity here, and it's not just you. I think it's everyone. We all have this Uranus going direct push. We all have it. It's all going to affect us in different parts of our lives. But there is this, like, okay, as much stuff as could have been repressed and suppressed over the past couple years, there's no room for that anymore. And so we've all experienced this rush. Like I said, we're getting out of child's pose. There's no more buildup. And we can start to feel our blood rushing. We can start to feel the current of our lives rushing forward. And we do have sharp minds, and we do have objectivity, and we do understand things better and more clearly. We are more experienced. All right? And so not only does that apply to you, but that applies to pretty much most people in your life, or people that are close to you. If you are in a relationship, there's not going to be a lot of exchange this month, okay? Look, if I even just go like that, you can see, whoops, maybe not. You can see that, yes, you are facing together. You are kind of leaning in. There's energetic exchange, but maybe not a lot of verbal or communication. Maybe not a lot of even just being present around each other. There might be a little bit of loneliness even in this, but it's temporary. All right, it's temporary for everyone. All right, let me just pull out a few more cards. Oh. Okay, we had two pop out, 8 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, which goes well with the 3 of Wands reversed. Like I say, the destiny isn't quite defined yet. There's not, it's still hazy over here. It's not quite certain. But yet you continue, these are just like going so well together. You continue to just do the day-to-day. You continue to put your head down. There is a Virgo-esque thing here, and I think that I even mentioned this in the annual reading, guys, because there's like this essence of tapping into the Virgo Mercury, not the Gemini Mercury. And the Virgo Mercury is much different. It is about detail. It is about digging in deep. It's about specialization. You know, Virgo is not a jack of all trades. They're someone that really picks something and figures that one thing out. And they're okay with not knowing a little bit about a lot of stuff. And that's kind of what this is, right? It's about completion, finishing things. It's about enjoyment of the flow, like really getting into that zone, honing into your talents and making them better. It's about perfection. All right. So you are kind of in an uncomfortable space, but I think in some weird way you are thriving with that discomfort. Okay. And the Three of Pentacles with the Three of Wands reversed, there's not a lot of surety. Yes, this is where I'm going. Yes, this is what I'm doing. Yes, this is who is involved. Yes, this is what I need. No, it's just day by day right now, and that's fine. You don't need to see the outcome. And the Knight of Pentacles. What did I just say? That's the card of Virgo. One day at a time, but yet there's still, and again, the Fool, like I said, is so much optimism and so much happiness. And here we have a Knight of Pentacles with such happiness and joy, doing those mundane things, doing those little things that, you know, those chores and those things of paperwork that need to get done, answering those emails and whatever it is that's in your life that needs to get done, there's joy found in that. And I think you will find growth, personal development, right? Because again, that Virgo is about personal development. It is about recognizing the things that we don't like about ourselves and being honest. That's why Virgo is really hard on themselves, because they're sometimes a bit too honest. And being honest with yourselves about those things that need work and attention, and actually doing what it takes to make those things better. Okay? And mature people of any sign will actually do the inner work that it takes to get that done. And the universe is making space for you and creating opportunities for you to get that done. This is all going to make relationships stronger. It's going to invite love in. It's going to ensure that bad love goes out. It's going to ensure that work progresses, that finances progress, that there's channels open for that. Okay? So it's exciting. It's a good month for you. I'm super excited for you. I wish you guys absolutely nothing but the best. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in February. Thanks.